This video is going to show you how to start the process for doing your balance activities and also the symmetrical balance activity. So you're going to need scissors, glue, a pencil, and a ruler for this. The first thing that we need to do is get our paper set up for the activities, and that involves folding and cutting. So I'm going to first, this is a 12 by 18 piece of paper, and I'm going to first fold it in half long ways. Alright, so that makes two sections that are 6 inches. I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors and cut them apart using that fold as my line. So now I have two strips that are 6 by 18. I'm going to do the same thing with my white piece. Alright, so I need to now measure and cut my strips into 6-inch squares. So I'm just going to keep them stacked. I'm going to take my ruler. I'm going to use my pencil and I'm going to mark at 6 inches and at 12 inches. So I just made 2 marks on my paper. I'm going to do the same thing up here. I'm going to slide my ruler up towards the top and make 2 marks, 6 and 12. So now I can turn my ruler the other direction and make 2 lines. Okay, so now I have 3 sections that are 6 inches long. Keeping it stacked nice and neat, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut those apart. Okay, so now I have 6 pieces of paper that are 6 by 6 squares. Now I could do the same thing. I could measure with my ruler like I just did on my white, or I could just take one of my white squares, align it, and draw a line. Slide it over, align it, and draw a line. I'm going to go ahead and cut those two. I'm going to stack my black paper and cut. Okay, so now I have 6 pieces of my black and 6 pieces of my white. Okay, this video is showing you symmetrical balance and how to create such symmetrical balance using cut paper. So I'm going to start. I have a white piece of 6 by 6 inch paper, and then I have a black piece. I'm going to take the black piece and I'm going to fold it in half. Now on that folded in half black piece, I am going to draw some sort of interesting organic. We're going to start with organic and we'll do geometric next. Some sort of interesting organic shape. Now notice my shape. It fills my rectangle. It doesn't necessarily touch the edges, but it does fill the rectangle. Okay. Now you can draw that with pencil. I used a paint pen just so you could see it on camera. Now, keeping my paper folded, I am going to cut out my shapes. It's okay if you don't completely stay on the lines. Nobody else is going to know. Once we glue this down, nobody will see it. Alright, so I'm going to keep my two pieces of paper stacked. Now, symmetrical balance is actually a mirror image. So that means whatever we have the same exact thing, but it's flipped. So what we're going to do is take this and we're going to flip it. Okay, so those two are a mirror image of each other. Now you can decide, you can flip it and see which design you like the best. So I took this one over here. That kind of almost creates a face. Or I have this option too, but as long as it's a mirror image, it's fine. Now, whenever you're gluing, you don't have to use a ton of glue. I usually just do a few dots. Make sure you're putting glue on the right side to create that mirror image. I think the biggest mistake people make is they just pick it up and they start putting glue on the wrong side. Okay, so the next step is to label this. All right, so this is organic. I'm going to just write organic over here. And then this is symmetrical balance or symmetry. Organic symmetry. So I'm going to set that aside, and then I'm going to bring two more pieces of paper down. All right. I'm going to fold my paper. Now this one I want to have geometric. So it's still going to be symmetrical, but it's going to have geometric shapes. So that means that I use some straight lines. Now I am doing some curves, but notice my curves are like perfect circles. So if you do have some curves, try to make them as perfect as possible so you're not doing any sort of organic situation. We want this one to be geometric. Again, my shape takes up the majority of my rectangle. And the reason I want that is because I want balance. I want balance. This is a balance activity, and I want balance between my white and my black space. But I also want to show the symmetrical balance. Okay, so again, just like before, I'm going to put both of mine down, and I'm going to flip the top one to create my symmetrical balance. Going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue to glue these down. All right, so I need to label it. This one is geometric. And it also is showing symmetry. All right, you try it.